All right, coming up, he's been in all kinds of projects.
I love him
so
much.
To The Offer. And now he's got a new movie coming out. Matthew Goode is here.
What up, Bubby? Oh, Bubby, my favorite.
Why would you come here to see me if you disagree so passionately with my views?
You've insisted all your lives that the very concept of God is ludicrous.
Yes.
Clash between God and Satan.
Ah, but I did not say whose side I was on. I consider what people tell me far less interesting than what they choose not to tell me.
Have you frightened off your professor yet?
Not yet. Soon, perhaps.
Oh, this looks
Ooh,
good.
this looks good.
Welcome back to Access Daily. That was a look at the new film, Freud's Last Session, which is getting a limited theatrical release later this month.
And one of the film's stars is joining us today. Please welcome Matthew Goode. Matthew.
Your favorite.
I've been a big fan for a long time. We're going to get into all the other stuff. That was quite the teaser right there. Okay, tell us about the premise of the film and acting opposite Sir Anthony Hopkins, because talk about one of the great thespians of our time. My gosh, that must have been awesome.
I mean, it was, terrifying, really. Certainly as it started. I mean, the premise of the movie ostensibly is about... There was a book in Freud's house after he died, and it said Oxford Don, and it didn't have a name. And so someone thought it would be a very, very good idea, a great conceit of an idea, that you could put two of the greatest minds of the 20th century and make them meet. And when it's set is he's very near to death. He's had cancer for a long time. He had about 33 operations on his, I know. And C.S. Lewis is sort of, I don't know, 40 or 50 years younger than him, and he's only starting out. He hasn't written the Narnia series yet, but he's known as a Christian apologist. Apologist coming from the Greek, which is apologia, which means he speaks in defense of, and he's an intellect. And Freud's dying, and when you get towards the end of your life, he's a man who doesn't believe in God, and so, but he wants to have an argument, or he wants to have a debate with a man who is no longer an atheist himself, which Lewis was. This is difficult to unpack into.
No, but this is what I love. The roles you choose. It's fascinating.
Exactly.
No, it's beautiful
so
to
he
hear.
meets him and they have a discussion. I go there. I go there. My character goes there.
You are the character.
Yeah. And he thinks, because he wrote a book called Pilgrim's Regress, which he wrote a book called Pilgrim's Regress, right? And in it he slightly mocks Freud. So he goes there thinking, I'm probably going to get a bit of a wrist slap, and then it turns into something else. And yes, it's with Sir Anthony Hopkins, who is my hero. But even more terrifying is the fact that he played C.S. Lewis in a very, very big good film.
I forgot about that.
Called Shadowlands. Yes. So it was very much like, bring your brown trousers.
Yes. It's an inception going on right there. Wow.
Would y'all hang out in between takes? Have you seen the videos of him dancing online? Because
I haven't, because I'm not on social media, which is great.
Oh, do we have any? Look at him right here.
Hey.
And he's with his cat all the time.
He's on his trip to Cuba with him. The side you didn't see.
Look at those easy hips.
He wasn't doing that between takes. He wasn't cutting the rug.
I mean, if I didn't like him before,
right?
I love him now.
Is that fantastic?
What a Lothario.
Oh my gosh, is that great?
What
right
a fascinating premise, though. That must have been some awesome verbal jousting back and forth.
It was amazing. Well, I mean, there was a lot of, as there should be, there's a lot of homework to do, sort of unpack. But it was a beautiful script. And you know, I mean, he's my hero. I think he's a lot of people's heroes, but he's one of my heroes. So, but I got him. I mean, I think we shot the entire film in 6 weeks.
Wow.
My memory's like a sieve. I've got 3 children. I can't. Basically, when I get out of bed in the morning, I wear what's closest. That's it. Right. That's all it is.
I feel you.
Well, we love the roles that you choose. It's incredible. Nominated for an Emmy for your portrayal in The Crown. What did you know about Princess Margaret's story before taking this on?
Well, I suppose I think that's the funny thing about The Crown is, like, historically I knew a little bit, but I didn't know that much, and so it was always it's really surprising. And I always thought, oh, that show, the more it comes up to date, I think there's going to be people who have problems with it. But I haven't seen it, so
Not
it's okay.
for you to judge.
I watch a lot of sport, Mario.
Yeah,
if I'm
good
honest,
for you.
at home.
Likewise. I was always curious. Is it as big of a deal across the pond?
I couldn't tell you. I don't watch it. I don't know. I'm buried in golf and football and all sorts of things. And then when my wife asks me to do something, I just go, yes, darling, I'll be right there.
Well played.
Fair enough.
So I mean, and I like that as a balance.
I love that. I'm always.
And you're into golf now too, which makes me happy.
Any sports, any of it all. And tell them about our all-time favorite show.
Well, listen, The Godfather being my ultimate and a lot of people's favorite movie, when I heard about they're going to make a movie about the movie, I was like, huh? It surpassed so many expectations. It was so awesome. It was so perfectly cast.
Oh, Jesus, Mario, you're in my cool book.
Yeah. But it was. They did such an awesome job, and it was so perfectly cast. And I just wanted to watch more, and it just made me want to watch the movie again, want to watch The Offer with my dad when we grew up watching the movies together. And you did such an awesome job. Congratulations.
Oh, Booby.
You really did. It was great.
I watched it twice, specifically for your performance.
How familiar were you with the backstory prior to doing this?
A little bit, because it's kind of like this sort of like rumor and myth, you know, that sort of stuff. But I didn't know that much because you know, I spend a lot of time watching sport.
That's right. And Bob Evans, I mean, they have a whole documentary on Bob, so you were able to at least do a lot of research on the character himself.
Well, yeah, the kid says in the picture.
Great doc.
But I watched that. You know, it's a funny old industry, this, right? So you like things like there's a circularity of action. It's not lost on me that I was watching you as a kid in Saved by the Bell. And one of us is aging a lot better than the other, and that would be you.
I love this
guy. So I knew bits and bobs, but then you get this. It's like sometimes you just get like life is tough, right? It is. It's like for anybody. Like I mean, and I hadn't been going through a particularly great stage at that point, and then someone just threw me this lifeline, effectively, and you read it and you go, "What? I'm going to get to do this? It's quite frightening."
It's your movements, the way you move your hips and your body. Can you humor us and just
Thank you, Kate. That's very kind.
Give us a little Bob Evans with Bubby.
I'm making a performance.
Well, would you two just shut the hell up?
Hey!
I can't stand this. It's crazy. But I'm telling you one thing. You got it, kid. You got it.
That's good. That's good.
I haven't done him in a while, actually.
I just want to have a martini.
Here's a little teaser.
Okay.
We might revisit Bob.
Get out!
Look at that.
Really?
What do you mean?
I watched that.
We might, yeah, because I made such good friends on that job. Particularly, I've become very close with Bern Gorman, who you might not know, but he played Charlie.
I loved Charlie.
You know when you like an actor, right? And then suddenly you go, I see you, I see you. And they aren't. My favourite actors are never the stars. But I won't get into that. And I was like, I see you, and then I get to work with him, and like Colin Hanks, for example, I'm like, I see you, and so there's a lot of that going on. What was my point? I've lost my train.
We could be doubling back with that.
We could be going back. Oh, I can't wait.
So last night I was with Nikki Toscano, and a wonderful partner, and Russell Rothberg, who wrote the show, along with others, and we were having a chat about it, and it might happen.
Oh, that'd be so much fun.
We got to double back too. 2024, we're coming up on a leap year here. The movie, we're coming up.
Great segue, Kate.
The 14th anniversary of this. Oh my gosh, who didn't love you in this movie with Amy Adams?
Wow, there's quite a few.
It's everybody's favorite. Everybody was talking about it back in the makeup room. Favorite memory from back then?
It was a wonderful crew. And listen, I mean, we were filming in Dublin, but I started that job. My wife, we just had a baby. She had, obviously. I'm not taking any credit for that. Well, a small amount of credit, if I'm honest.
You're involved.
So we just had a baby, and also my wife, being the genius that she is, and she really is the brains of the operation, as you can probably see. She also got a puppy.
Well done.
Oh, that's a lot.
The puppy arrived 2 days before we had the baby.
Oh wow.
So there's two of us. Well, there's four of us in a small hotel room in Dublin, and we lasted 2 weeks before she was like, I am out of here. This is awful. And so but she left the dog with me, which is hilarious.
Three kids, right?
Yeah, and it was miles, absolutely miles. So hotel room, you're like, in the morning, you're like, come on. Like, and so I was just throwing cash everywhere.
Making it rain, Matthew.
Cleaners. I'm just saying, I'm really sorry. I promise you this wasn't me.
That's awesome.
Oh, God.
How old are the kids?
Right now, I've got 3. So Matilda's 14, Teddy, she is 10. Thank God I can remember. Oh. And Ralph is 8.
Well,
you're in the trenches.
About the
same with you.
But like, it's not trench warfare, but it's a trench.
It's good stuff. We love you here. Thanks for coming by to see us.
Listen, you can catch Matthew and Freud's last session when it hits theaters on December 22nd.
And up next, we're taking you behind the scenes at the Squid Games reality show. That's coming up next.
Oh, I heard about that.